Blessed be everybody. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Black Magic Talk. I mean, can you believe it's episode 6 already?
That was really quick.
Yeah. So today, yes, as the title says, we're talking skulls, skulls, skulls. We're also, because it is near the full moon, are going to be reading some words for the full moon ritual tomorrow. It's everything that we do basically based on the full moon. Tomorrow I'm also going to do a little magic, just to heighten the sensories around me and kind of fill my sacred space as it's my room, obviously. But Matt, how was your weekend?
It was great. I had a good time watching your birthday bash. How about yours?
Yeah. Over the weekend, we talked pro wrestling. It was on Saturday, 420, which is my birthday. I turned 38. No applause, thank you. None needed at this point. But I got to spend a lot of time with my dad and with my son, who didn't go to his father's after all. So that was a special treat. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, of course, we had a secret, or not a secret, but a special birthday bash that I got to literally hang out with my friends and talk pro wrestling. If you would like to any of that stuff, everything will be down in the description. I have all my links, and also I want to say we do have a new Black Magic Talk Patreon page. If you would like to support the show and help me and Matt out, all the links will be in the description field below this video. It is $1, $3, $5, and $10. If you can spare that much, great. If not, enjoy the show. Sub, like, comment, and share. Again, I have a pro wrestling channel. If you like pro wrestling as well, you can check out those links also in the description field. Again, I do have a Patreon for. It's called Kurt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. I believe Kurt Hennig was the best wrestler to ever live. But I also have a show called Pro Wrestling Talk, which is on most Saturdays, unless you hear otherwise. It is Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Angel, who is my host, I am his co-host. We talk about everything pro wrestling, and I do want to say we are trying to get some fires in the irons in the fire. We're trying to get Nick Cruz, who I didn't even know was a wrestling fan until briefly recently. And then we're also trying to get Kurt Metzger, who is the comedian on Jimmy Dore. He talks about wrestling all the time. So I would like to get them both on. So, fingers crossed. But we have some irons in the fire. All right. So, as Matt does not have any skulls, now these are all fake. They're all Halloween decorations. We have to say that disclaimer for YouTube. These are not real. They are not real at all. Um, so these are just some Halloween decorations that I literally picked up through the years and what inspired me to get them. I do love skulls. I think they're awesome. I don't know why I started liking them. I think maybe it's because of Stone Cold Steve Austin, because his logo was on his t-shirts was a skull, like a smoking skull, like there was smoke coming out of this skull. And I think that's probably why I fell in love with them. That's like probably the main reason. Uh Another reason would be that I just love Halloween, and I mean Samhain, Halloween, Samhain, kind of the same. Um, and that started my love of skulls. So let me introduce you to the first one I ever got. And this was based off of a Stone Cold shirt. Um, that it said Stone Cold on the front, and in the back it had a skull with a rattlesnake going through it. Excuse me. And that would be this one. So I don't know where that shirt is anymore. I might have lost it, or it probably got thrown out by accident. But this I found on Amazon because I was kind of looking for that shirt again, but they don't sell it anymore. But I found this instead. And as you can see, here's the rattlesnake, and it goes through. Um, the tail is over here. So you can tell it's a rattlesnake there. Close up. But yeah, I found him on Amazon, and like I said, I was just kind of looking for that stone cold rattlesnake going through the skull shirt, because I don't know where mine went. I wore it mostly through high school, and it freaked a lot of people out, but I didn't really care. I just kind of wore it anyway. So that is my first and skull. Well, my first official skull that I actually bought with my own money. I don't really remember asking my mom, but we had Halloween decorations, just not like skulls like this. So that one goes over
Yeah,
there.
we get rattlesnakes out here. They're
Yeah. So I mean
interesting.
that's kind of why I wanted it in the first place, because um it had a rattlesnake going through it, and I'm like a really huge Stone Cold fan, or I was at the time, as well as I was a Kurt Hennig fan. So, I mean, he was in WCW, whereas Stone Cold was in WWF. So, I was a huge fan, and I again was just kind of looking for the shirt, just kind of rummaging around Amazon, and that's what I found instead of the shirt. And I couldn't find the shirt, so. So the next one, and trust me when I say it's not as evil as you think. So this was just I was just rummaging around for Halloween decorations, and this came up. It is a demonic skull. It kind of looks demonic like a bull skull, but it's like a skull that's just demonic. Um I myself don't believe in demons. So, I mean, this was just a cool decoration to have, and I put it out every Samhain, just to, freak some kids out and, be the kind of witchy person that I am. As everyone knows, witches, or if you don't know, witches don't believe in demons. That is a Christian or Abrahamic myth. Um, so all the main religions believe in demons, whereas us witches, we do not. We just believe in evil, and I mean, I guess you could believe in demons and angels. I prefer not to, because I mean nothing has shown me, and I have two Ouija boards, so trust me, nothing demonic has ever happened to me, or what I would call demonic. All right, so um I got this one. I think I got its sister, which I accidentally left at work. I'm sorry, guys. I left it at work. It has a spider on it. This one has skulls on it, and then it has like a spider, like a little thing in its eye over here. Its sister is at work, and it's a skull that like goes like this, and it kills a spider, and it lights up and stuff. And oh, it's so gorgeous. But I accidentally left it at work. My bad. And I take stuff to work. I also take Halloween decorations to work, so around that time, so that I can get in the spirit. Um, the spirit of Sawwind. So usually around September, early October, I'll take like some Halloween decorations, and I just leave them there. I mean, so I can set up for the next year. But this one I also got off of Amazon along with its sister, just because I liked it. I like the fact that it has bugs on it and it looks gruesome. I don't think it looks gruesome, but it looks like it is fake, by the way. Everything here is fake. This is plaster though. Um, and I think it looks awesome, but I mean, to some, it would be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you have that." So this is good for any Halloween. I got this off Amazon. I got the other one off Amazon. There is another one I have with a skull coming out of a pumpkin, and both of their light eyes light up. I got that off of Finger Hut. So, um, this one again, a little bit demonic, but don't be scared. It's not to be demonic. This one I definitely got off of Amazon, and I want to get another one that does not have horns, and it's green, and it has these Celtic symbols on them. So these are all Celtic symbols that are around on the skull, and of course it's plaster. So it isn't going to, it's not like plastic where it just you know, just kind of falls apart. But I thought this was cool. I like the Celtic symbols on it because I am a Celtic Wiccan. It does also have dragons on it. But definitely, and I would say they're not only Celtic but also Viking. Some of these are Viking symbols. So if you look in the back here, that's Celtic, I think, and then the rest of them are just Viking symbols.
Yeah, the knotwork's
So
pretty similar between the culture. They had a lot of
yeah.
intermixing for a long time.
So the next one, I found this at a dollar store and it was only $1. Now it's not really a skull, it's a skeleton, but it was just so cute. And I do like the crossbones skulls that come out for like pirates and stuff because I love pirates. I love learning about them. And of course the Hollywood ones are just so cool, right? Like Johnny Depp is that comes to mind. And then well, this was only $1, so I have him hanging up on my little shelf there on the other side of my room, and he just kind of sits there. He has a skull right here, so he just kind of watches over the room, kind of that kind of thing. To keep in the theme with the Celtic stuff, I found this. I think I found it on Amazon. It is a smaller skull, and it does have the Celtic symbols. And then, of course, I love the eyes have little gemstones, so they are meant to look like they have like red eyes and stuff. So I found
That's
him on
really cool.
and he was only a few dollars on Amazon, but he makes for a good. No, I think I got this at Walmart. Pretty sure. Yeah, Walmart. So if you around September, October, if you go to Walmart, they usually have their Halloween selections. And this I saw this. I do have a snow globe, but it's like a tombstone with skulls on it. So I figured it wouldn't count. Um so the last couple I have, this is plastic, typical Halloween decoration. Um, but I got it with a set. So I got it with a bunch of tombstones, and then this just came kind of with it. So it's just a typical Halloween skull. Nothing major about it or spectacular. Um, this one I've already showed you, Matt. But I was kind of looking for another, see if they would sell another one of these. And this is what I found. So instead of a rattlesnake, now it's a cobra and it's going through the skull. So, um, again, this one is the newest one. I found this on Amazon. It was like $15 for this. I mean, maybe not even that, like $10, $9. So I would recommend if you do like any of these skulls and you would like to look them up on Amazon. You are sure to find them. So the last one I have, again, you won't find this anywhere except for if you go to a Ren fair. This is where I got this, the PA Ren fair, back before my son was born. I believe I was with my ex at the time. And there was a Wiccan or Celtic shop. It was Wiccan pagan, I think. So there is a Wiccan pagan shop at the PA Ren Fair, and that's where I got this person. It's not a person; it's a fake skull, but it looks really cool because it has the symbolism of the goddess, and then it has some, writing on the top and symbols on the back and stuff. And like I said, I just kind of saw it sitting there and I was just like, oh, I got to take that home. It was in a box. Of course, you can always get in a box. But yeah, if you are interested in going to any kind of, if your state has a fair, like a Ren fair, the PA Ren Fair is in Mannheim, PA. So if you want to check that out, people come from from other states. I'm sure they come from other countries to see the PA Ren Fair. It is something to behold. If you've ever been there, I've been there several times. I love it. The first time I went, I was 16, and my ex and I went there, and it was awesome. Like literally, we could just walk around, and we saw the human chess match, and we saw the last the last joust, which it was kind of windy that day, and they had this scene where they're supposed to do things to their opponent, but you could see it was all fake because the wind blew it up, and you could see the fake the fake stuff. So like, oops, kind of broke kayfabe there for a second. But yeah, if you're interested in something like this, and your state has a fair, a Ren fair, I recommend it. Our Ren fair has kind of changed. It went from Queen Elizabeth to King Henry VIII and his first wife Catherine. Yeah. So I don't know if they're still doing that. I haven't been there since my son was in my tummy. So or no, he was a baby. He was a tiny baby when we went the last time. So I definitely recommend. I think it's a her. They'll say it's a her or whatever. But if you're interested, again, this is plaster. It's fake. It's not real. Um, but it is very cool to have to a collection if you have like a Halloween thing, Halloween themed. And again, they should have some kind of Wiccan pagan store there at any kind of Ren fair. Like I said, the PA one, I think they open May or June. So if you're interested and you would like to, you can look them up. It's parenfair.com, I believe. They have some great stuff. Like I said, I haven't been there since my son was a tiny baby. So, and that was 7, almost 8 years ago. So, so yeah, it's been a long time since I've been to the Ren Fair, the PA Ren Fair. But that, I got that actually before my son was born. So, um, but again, if you like the knights and the jousting and stuff and all that stuff, you can definitely check that out. I would definitely recommend it, especially the PA Ren Fair. Like I said, parenfair.com. They have great stuff. My ex and I used to like the turkey legs that they had. You kind of like just walk around with turkey legs. They were pretty cool. And then of course my ex was into swords. Um, they did have a pirate ship where people would dress up as pirates, but then they just got rid of it. I think because of budget cuts. But we actually got like a bundle of swords, and they used to have sword auctions and where they would just
Wow.
auction off all these swords at the Ren Fair. So, in fact, I have some swords in my son's bedroom.
Very cool.
Uh, like one from Kingdom Hearts. If you ever seen, yeah,
I
they would
have,
sell
yeah.
the Keyblade. Yeah, they would sell replicas of the Keyblade. So that was interesting. Um, now because that was so fast, and of course, Matt doesn't have any, we figured we would just kind of go over full moon stuff since tomorrow is the full moon. Tell me, Matt, what do you do around the full moon? How do you usually structure your rituals around the full moon?
Well, it depends on when it falls, because I
Mhm.
think, if I'm not mistaken, it's in the morning tomorrow. So, or maybe I'm wrong, but if that
I
is the case,
usually, yeah, I'll just usually do magic anyway at
yeah.
night because I have
Okay,
to
yeah.
work.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I would do it the night before.
Yeah, I could do it tonight.
But I just like to think that it's so weird that all our ancestors would do the same thing. In the same unchanging moon that we all get to see. So I
Mhm,
think in a Germanic perspective, it brings you really close to your ancestors.
mhm.
Yeah, as do the holidays, but yeah, it's just neat to have a symbol that is there, like the stars too, of course, and the planets.
Well,
That
they
just
always say
reminds
the
you.
crazies come out when the full moon comes out, right?
Well, yeah, and turn into a werewolf, but
That's right. They do talk about werewolves.
yeah,
Werewolves of London. I
yeah, I
won't
love
sing the whole thing,
an
but I
American
do like
werewolf in
that. Ah,
Paris,
woo.
or I
Sorry.
should say, an American werewolf in London. I meant, yeah,
Yep.
the original movie that was good.
Excuse me.
How about yourself?
Now, do you say any words to the full moon, or is it just kind of you kind of do your own thing?
Oh, sure, I'm a poet, so I definitely will write some poetry or. And you can feel a full moon, so I'll typically be more inspired around a full moon. I should pay more attention to the other cycles of the moon. I'll be honest, I don't enough. Um,
Yeah, I do when it comes to, because I like to do any kind of magic that kind of helps me and my family. So, and usually they come, you have to wait till the, excuse me, new moon. Usually, yeah, I do more things towards the new moon, or I wait for the new moon. There is someone I'm trying to get out of my life, so I would wait till a waning moon. Someone who's very obsessed with me and doesn't understand the word no. So, that's more. You could also wait for a waning moon and get any negativity out of your life. So, not just people, but also energy. It would be a good time to, banish any energy. Um, I guess you could hex someone if you wanted to. But again, it would have to be someone like who has threatened you or is, obsessed with you and won't leave you alone. I mean, you told them several times you want nothing to do with them, and they still continue to do it. Um, I would look for, just energy aspects of your life or shadows of your life that you want to banish. So, for example, if you have anger management, or if you have an addiction or obsession, those would be good things to banish away. Broken hearts, if you ever have a broken heart, the waning moon is good to banish that away. Um, you could wait till the new moon and then kind of heal your heart or do like a healing magic. Um, but I definitely would say instead of people, go after like the energy. So the negative energy in your life or the negative aspects of yourself that you don't like, that you want to kind of work through and banish. Because once you work through them, obviously you're not going to have them anymore. So once you work through those hurt feelings or anger feelings or whatever it is that the addiction, I would definitely check yourself into, whatever you can do to help. So if there's some kind of hotline you can get a hold of, and you want to wait to do that for a waning moon, uh, you know, you're sure to banish or at least have more of a free feeling when you're trying to banish something. Um, but I thought we could all do a little ritual today. Um, and I'm not going to finish it because I want to do some magic then later. um, so, really, this is the full moon rite that I do every full moon. Um, Obviously, Matt and I can't stand with our legs apart. But if you want to go ahead and raise your hands to the sky, and everyone can do this at home if you can stand and just have your legs apart, raise your arms up to the sky. On this powerful night of the full moon, I practice the ancient rites. Hail to thee, luminous queen of the night. Hail to thee, lady of the full moon. I call to Hecate, so I would say, Hail to thee, lady of the full moon, Hecate. Matt, you can use Odin if you wish.
yeah. Hail to thee, Odin of the full moon to be.
Okay. Tonight I honor your power. Tonight we are as one. Your beauty and power, strength and magnetism are felt within and without me. I honor the great excuse me. I honor the alluring, nurturing, and receiving power of the divine feminine. Feminine. Can't talk today. I bask in your glory. And now we're going to draw in the moon. Queen of the luminous night, hear my call. We are one. I draw in your light. I draw in your power. I feel your light shine within me. I feel your light glowing about me. I am your beauty. I am your magic. I am your wisdom. I am your compassion. I draw you in. I draw you within. We are one. Now close your eyes and feel the full moon all around you. It's light flickering into your body, the rays going in and out to you, cleansing your body. Feel the moon's rays calming your body, taking out illness and sickness, frustration and anger, and leaving its beautiful white light, leaving you with happiness and stillness. Blessed be, dear mother. All right, you can open your eyes. Um, if you do offerings, you can do that. I'm not going to do that today, um, or at least not right now, because I would like to do a little magic later. So,
Yeah, it was beautiful though.
thank you. Yes. So my teacher, like I said, will be on next week. I really don't have anything else for this week, so it's going to be a short episode. But my teacher, Sandra, will be on next week. We will have her at 9 o'clock. It'll be morning for her, so it'll be 11 a.m. for her because she's in Australia. And excuse me. We will talk about, what got her on her path, what made her want to become a teacher, uh, what made her want to do, she teaches tarot and she can also do all her advertising because she does have off her tarot reading or her tarot classes right now because of certain things, astrological things we've been through. And there's another reason and I forgot about it. But she can definitely tell you all that stuff uh, when she comes on next week. Next week, we will be going a little longer than usual because we're going to do her. Uh, we're going to do her interview, and then we're also going to do a little Beltane ritual, just so that we can, kind of draw in the Beltane energies. If for those who don't know, Beltane is May 1st. Many people know it as Maypole Day, which was just basically the celebration of spring, the incoming of spring and summer. It's the time where babies are born. Everything is blooming and getting ready to bloom through the summer. The days will get hotter. The days will get longer until we get to June 21st, which is midsummer's equinox. Um, and then usually the light will fade until you get to Mabon and Samhain. So just look for that. That will be coming up next week. Again, Sandra will be on first. We'll probably have like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours dedicated to her, and then we might have like an extra hour next week just to do that Beltane little ritual, and we can say blessings and stuff. And if you have, Matt, if you have any decorations, if you want to look up any decorations for Beltane, you're more than welcome. You can have the decorated. We can show it off. Um, if you want to do like a little miniature maypole, you can do that too. Just let the artist in you come out when it comes to decorations. I myself do like to decorate for some things, not all things, but Beltane is definitely one of my favorites that I love to, you know, I love to, celebrate Beltane. So I will try to have as many things here and there that I like to do, but definitely tune in if you can. Next Monday is the 29th of April. It will be taped. So, but my teacher will be on. Matt, if you would like to reach out to your teacher, maybe we could get him on, talk to him a little bit, kind of get his side of how he sees things. Again, I apologize. I can't talk today. Um, and we're going to get her perspective on, again, why she came to the craft, what made her want to be a teacher, what does she like about, the magic, or what does she dislike about the magic. So we're going to get definitely her perspectives. Again, if you have any questions for her or you need to get a hold of her, her stuff will be in the description field, and we're definitely going to have all the things she wants in the description field below. Her school, she has a mystery witch school That will be in the description field and below. And then, of course, her YouTube. She doesn't have Rumble, I don't think, and she doesn't have X. So it's just kind of YouTube that she uses. But I will try to get from her any other uh, things that she kind of wants to put up. So, Matt, did you want to have any last uh, things you wanted to say?
No, I'm just looking forward to Beltane or Walpurgisnacht myself. That's actually my favorite holiday. And so in Celtic culture, they would tell stories starting at Samhain until Beltane, and then after that, they usually wouldn't, unless it was like somebody's wedding or funeral or something. So it was, yeah, a very special time, and I'm excited. Probably more write poetry than decorate, but I'm looking forward to it, and especially to have your teacher on too. I did about a week of one of her online on her YouTube things, and it was very helpful. Although she suggested to do it for a month, so I was naughty and stopped early, but still I got a benefit. So it'll be real fun to have her on.
And then we'd love to hear the poetry. So, think of something, or if you have, if you have it already written down, just go ahead and do that. So tell us why. Why is Beltane your favorite?
Ooh, it just I've had some awesome experiences, and I didn't. I mean, I knew that it was a holiday and everything, but I was more for Samhain or Yuletide, Christmas time, and then I had some weird experiences. So it just won my heart over. You just all the rabbits running around and everything
I was
born,
gonna
and
say
you just
weird
feel that
experiences. You want to
energy.
elaborate on that as much as you can?
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, so I think just sped up my. It really got inspired a lot. That's when a lot of my writing happened. I wrote a book of poetry around then that started around then. So just for a poet, always looking for inspiration and yeah, full moons too. But Dr. Flowers says that the only way to be a heathen is to celebrate the holidays. So
Mhm.
um, yeah,
Okay.
I would love to be more festive. I wish this is the time where I wish there was more people to celebrate with because I think that I really miss being around people. I've never really had that, so that
Mhm.
must be a wonderful thing to. And that's what's so cool about going to a Renaissance fair because everybody's in the spirit
Mhm.
you know of that, and that's what's fun about plays and movies and anything. Uh, People just think it's make believe, but or they make fun of, oh, you're what do they say? You know, I forget the word
Like they
for it.
called Trekkies, if you like Star Trek, you're a Trekkie or Comic Con junkie
Exactly
or
right.
something. Yeah.
hmm And
So
people make fun of it, but I mean, what's the point of living if you're not going to get into what you love? You don't have to do it every day, but
right,
on
right.
special days, you should celebrate, and I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. And like I said, I like the PA Ren Fair because when I first went, I mean, they had skits there that were making my ex and I laugh hysterically. Like we couldn't stop laughing. Like I said, there's a human chess match, which was really awesome. And there was a woman there that was pregnant, and she obviously couldn't, you know, play fight. So they actually had someone else play fight for her. But what's cool is they used to, I don't know if they still do, but they used to take people out of the crowd and you could be a part of the experience. So like when I went when I was 16, they would actually pull people from the crowd, and you would have to dance with the queen, and you would dance with her servants and stuff. Um and then they actually had little children come and be like little pawns for the human chess match. Like
That
I said, I
is
don't
so
think they
cool.
do. It is cool because you get the you get your customers into, and your people into it, and it was really a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed that. I don't know if they do that anymore, because like I said, I haven't been there in like 7 years, but I would love to go back. And I usually would go around Halloween or Samhain, and they would decorate. They would have Halloween decorations everywhere.
It's fun
And
to even go to Disneyland when they do that. You know, it's just
yeah,
it's fun, something different and special.
right, and being from Pennsylvania, they do Hershey Park in the dark, which I've always wanted to do because I've been to, which is funny because the first time I went to Field of Screams, which is in Mountville, PA, which is about half hour, 45 minutes from here. Um, I can't tell you how much fun I had at Field of Screams, and I went when I was 10, and it's because, and this is so funny, my uncle had a local band, so they were called Hot Wired, and they did country and some oldies hits, but mostly country. They would sing country and stuff. And I actually sang with my uncle's band. When they
So
would go
cool.
to Yes, when they would go to festivals in the summertime, I would ask, "Can I come up and sing?" And the girl Cheryl, who has passed from cancer, um, but back in the 90s, I mean, it was so cool because I could like literally get up and sing with them. And and Cheryl would be like, "You know the song better than I do," because the when Big Deal from Leanne Rhymes came out, I knew it better than she did. And so I sang it kind of like by myself because she didn't know the words to it. She was like, "Wow, she really knows the words." I'm like, "Yeah," because it would get into my head and I would just sing it over and over again. So, and I love country music. I love 90s country, which is the country I grew up with. I like some 2000 country, but some of the newer stuff I don't like. There's only one other, there's like one new song I like, and it's Change My Name or Change Your Name or something like that. It's something like Change Your Name. I don't know the band very well, but I heard it and I let my soulmate hear it, and he was like, "Yeah, that's definitely how I feel." Because it's like, I know we've only been together for a short time, but I can't wait anymore. Just change your name, take my name instead. Or I think it's called Take My Name. Um, just look it up. You'll be able to find it. But yeah, I anyway, um my uncle had a band and they played at Field of Screams. And because I was sort of in with the band because he was my uncle, I got to do the haunted hayride and then also the haunted mansion with my cousin, Kate, she's about a year younger than I am, give or take, like a year and a half younger than I am. And her and I went into the haunted mansion, and there was a guy I was dating at the time who also went into the haunted mansion with us. And I loved everything on the haunted hayride except for it's like the electrocution chair. I had to turn my head. Yeah, they had like a little thing. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm not watching that." I had to actually turn my head.
Too
But
much.
well, because my dad made me watch The Green Mile like a lot. And I'm like, after a while, I'm just like, I can't sit here and watch people be executed. Okay. I'm just going to turn my head.
Yeah.
And it is a good movie. I'll give him that because it's Tom Hanks and the other gentleman. I can't think of him. He played in the Scorpion King though, with The Rock, and he plays in The Green Mile. Um, the other one, when I was dating my ex before my son was born, I think this was 2015 when we went, but he took me to Jason's Woods, which is also on the other side of Mountville. So everything's like in Mountville. There's like Field of Screams, and then there's like Jason's Woods. Um, Jason's Woods wasn't scary to me. I don't think Field of Screams was. Back when I was 10. I haven't been there since I was 10. I would love to go back. I'm scared of what I might see. I'm afraid that it won't be, not that I was scared when I was 10, because I was like all into that stuff. And it just made it even better that my uncle was actually playing, his band was playing at Field of Screams. Um, I think it was more like I just don't want to be kind of like Jason's Woods was like a letdown. It wasn't scary to me. In fact, I was like, "You want to hug me?" all the actors were like, "Why aren't you scared?" I'm like, "Hug me." uh,
Yeah, I
I
went to Universal Studios and they had the Mummy walkthrough, and I saw what they were doing.
really.
So I hid behind the wall, and then everyone was like holding hands. They were so scared. So I hid behind the wall, and then I started saying "Emotep" and chasing them, and they got all scared. It was so funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's kind of sad when you are the scariest thing. And like my ex
I
was
don't
like,
mind.
he would do this evil clown laugh and actually scared more people than I think people were scared at Jason's Woods. But there's all kinds of weird things. But if you're from PA and you are close to Hershey Park, you know that they do that Hershey Park in the dark. It's the only thing I haven't done yet, knock on wood. In York, they used to have Sickman's Haunted Mill, but I don't think they do that anymore. I would love that. We had a local uh, fair that would do Tomb of Doom, but then they stopped doing that too. And like I said, it was a local fair. It's usually around September. Like it's the second week of September where we have like local fairs around here. And when I was really young, I'd say about 8 or 9, they used to have a Tomb of Doom where you could go into a haunted house kind of thing, but I think they stopped doing it because I think people were getting too scared. But yeah, I really missed the opportunity to get that one. But yeah, I've been to Field of Screams in Mountville, PA, and I've also been actually Field of Screams was one of the top rated scare music or scare uh parks. I don't know what they call them. Um, I actually seen YouTube a walkthrough on YouTube for Hershey Park in the dark, and it doesn't look that scary. So I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go. But I would love to take my son when he's older. I would definitely like to take him to Hershey Park in the dark because I don't think he'd be that scared of it. But I've seen they actually did a walkthrough at um it was Field of Screams, and they have see the thing with the hayride, it used to be all outdoors. Now they built these indoor things, and I'm just like, what the heck is that? No, they used to actually use the field and have everything outside. Everything was outside, everything, except for the last part when like they would bring the tarps down and you'd be in this thing, and then this guy with a chainsaw would come around and try to scare you. I had a couple actors from actually when I was 10. I had a couple actors because the actors will get up into the hayride with you. You know, when they're done scaring you, they will actually get up into the hay or in the little what you call it, not hayride, but tractor. They'll get into a little tractor bed with you, and the guy goes, uh, I don't know how to censor this. I'll mess you up. That's not what he said, but I'll mess you up. I said, go ahead. He goes, you're not scaring me. I go, no. I was 10. Come on. I knew that guy wasn't gonna hurt me. But it but yeah, like when I was watching this walkthrough, I mean, it was all inside. They had built inside things, you know, like an asylum and um I don't know, a barn, I guess. But one of them was it looked like it just had a bunch of how would I describe it? Like Mad Max with buses all around. Like a Mad Max kind of scene. Yeah, with fire and flames and stuff. Guess whose theme song from WCW they played? You're
No
never
way.
gonna guess. Guess.
Mr. Perfect.
No, no, he was the NWO. And he
Oh,
wasn't
oh,
Mr. Perfect, he was Kurt Hennig.
what? Sting?
No, you're
No.
close. They
Um,
pushed this person. This person
the
ended
Giant.
someone. No, they ended someone else's career in
Oh,
WCW.
mm, no comment.
Goldberg. Yes.
Ooh,
Yes. They literally were playing his theme music in this Mad Max scene. I'm like, ew, somebody must really like Goldberg.
that doesn't
Ugh.
even go together.
I mean, it kind of does. It's kind of like a Mad Max kind of thing, but like a cool scene. I'm just like, oh man, someone must really like Goldberg, for heaven's sake, to use his theme song in this Mad Max kind of world. I'm just like, ugh, I hated
Yeah,
Goldberg.
I thought Goldberg was cool for like maybe the first 2 or 3 times, but then it was just like, gee, I wonder what's gonna
When
happen.
he went against Kurt Hennig, I was like, you better not hurt him. And he did hurt Kurt a little bit. He hurt him a little bit. When he speared him, he knocked the wind out of Kurt said.
Yeah, I mean
So
that's what happens when you get football players in wrestling. It's like,
yeah, and he was so green. And the reason why he only wrestled for a couple of minutes, because he was green. He didn't know what he was doing.
that makes
Um,
sense.
and that's why he ended Brett's career, because he kicked him in the head full blown, and Brett couldn't wrestle anymore. So um but that's all I have for this week. Sorry that it's so short, guys. We at least got it to 45 minutes.
I was gonna say it's not that short, but a little bit.
It's not that short.
We'll
So
make up for it next week.
yeah, and next week is going to go a little longer, because we're going to have my teacher, and then we're also going to do like a Beltane kind of thing, just for a special little bonus thing. Because I think it would be nice to bring into, because we're not going to have the show on May 1st, which is a Wednesday. I think it's
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I think so. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
29th is
So
Monday.
yeah. So um, and I just remembered I get my hair done on May 2nd. um, but anyway, I just want to thank everyone for coming. Matt, thank you for sharing all that
Well,
stuff. But
thanks for having me.
I'm so glad everyone came to talk to us today and came to watch. Sorry we got a little off topic, but Matt and I are also wrestling fans. So if you are, that's great. Then you understood what I was talking about. Um, but yeah, like a lot of stuff that I remembered. And one thing I will say, have you ever been to Knoebels, which is it's upstate Pennsylvania?
No, I'm not. I haven't.
I don't even know what county it's in, but I know it's like an hour or 2 hours away from me, let alone, anybody else. But if anyone from PA is watching and you've been to Knoebels, you know what I'm talking about. They have an awesome haunted house ride. I'm not kidding. This thing is beautiful. If you want to do a walkthrough, they also do a walkthrough. Just look up PA Knoebels haunted hayride or haunted house ride. Sorry, not haunted hayride, haunted house ride. Look it up on YouTube. You'll be able to find it. It's like a walkthrough they do. It is so awesome. I have been in that haunted house so many times when I was younger. When I was like, 9, 10, 11, even a teenager at 13, 14. I love that haunted house. I have been going there for so many years. I loved it so much. Um, so if you can't get to Knoebels or you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up on YouTube. They do a walkthrough and you can see how cool it is in there. It's super, super cool. Um, you can look up that stuff on, all you'd have to do is look up, I'm sure it's PA. Oh, PA Field of Screams. You can do the walkthrough with the haunted hayride, and then when you get to that scene, for any wrestling fans, when you get to that Mad Max scene and it starts playing that Goldberg theme, trust me, you're gonna be like, "Oh man." Somebody, whoever designed that, obviously likes Goldberg or likes the theme music. Um, but from what I remember, everything was always outside, and now it's built into these things. And I was like, ooh, I'm kind of glad I didn't go. The haunted mansion is completely different. When you get to the end, there was like a strobe light, which was really freaking cool. And then they would have this guy dressed up in like a Joker's outfit, and he would like, rah! And he would chase you out of the mansion, right? Of course, we just ran because we had to, we're like, we're not scared. The guy's like, I'll wait for a few more people. The actor was talking to us. He's like, I like your guys' shirt, but I'm going to wait for a few more people. And then you just run out of here like you're really scared. Because he knew we weren't scared of him. Um, and I was 10. My cousin was 9. Yeah. And he's like, nice shirts. Because we had shirts that my aunt made. She would make her own like shirts and stuff with like beads and hearts and stuff. Anyway, sorry, got off topic again. But yeah, if you want to look any of that stuff up, it's PA Field of Screams walkthroughs. They have a haunted hayride walkthrough. Again, when you get to the Goldberg stuff. I kind of did like the asylum, but honestly, when I was 10 back in 96, that was all outside. There was no built-in like little scenes that they would have. It was all outside. Everything was outside. You'd have to look over in different directions. Okay. Um, you can also look up PA. I'm pretty sure they have some Jason's Woods walkthroughs. So if you want to look that up, PA Jason's Woods, you can see some walkthroughs through there. I saw the Hershey Park in the dark. So if you're interested in going through some walkthroughs for there, and I forget why. No, I know why. Because I was showing my soulmate some roller coasters that I had been on at Hershey Park. Yeah, I've been going to Hershey Park since I was oh gosh, 6 or 7 years old, maybe younger than that. So trust me when I say if you live near Hershey Park or near Hershey, PA, you literally are bombarded with the Hershey stuff. And so I was showing my soulmate some of these really awesome coasters. I really don't like the Wildcat because it was like I felt like I was like in a air thing where they do that air thing where you're going like this real fast. Um that is an older coaster. I think my favorite of older coasters or like wooden coasters, they still have wooden coasters at Hershey Park. And I think they said they were going to get rid of it. Why they would get rid of it, I have no idea. But it was the Comet, which is one of the older wooden coasters. And I wish they wouldn't get rid of it. I love the Comet. I used to ride that all the time. Uh, the other one that was sort of wooden was Racer, Rocket Racer, I think. Dual Racer. It was two roller coasters that would race, and one was Thunder, the other one was Lightning. Lightning Racer, Lightning Racer. I said it as soon as I said it. I'm like, oh, it's Lightning Racer. It's called Lightning Racer. That was a fun one, and you could go on the if you went on one coaster, you could go on the other one. I've gone on the Great Bear. It does sound like a bear, but I've gone on it, and it's so freaking cool. It takes you literally around the park, and it's really cool. I've been on the Super Duper Looper. I've been on the Sidewinder, though I hit my head when we went backwards. So the Sidewinder is like a snake, so you go forwards, right? And then you come back. And I went doink. Oh, I would never ride the Sidewinder again because I bumped my head. I'm like, ah, son of a monkey's uncle. Oh, that hurt. Um, the first one, I've actually been, yeah, okay. So when I was 3 years old, so I've been actually going since I was three to Hershey Park because I was 3 years old on a old coaster called the Trailblazer. They still have it at Hershey Park, and it just goes like this. So it just goes around and around in a circle. It never goes upside down or anything. I was 3 years old and I go, Mom, I'm going to scream. She goes, well, scream. Ah! I was 3 years old. I mean, but they do have where you can experience the ride on YouTube if you want to look any of these up. That's why I'm saying their names. They do have Trailblazer, they have Sidewinder, Super Duper Looper, Great Bear, Thunder Racer. They have that Storm Runner, which goes from 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. And I told my ex, as well as my soulmate, that when I rode it, it's like, shoom, and you're off. I said, my stomach, it took 3 days for my stomach to catch up. It was fun, but it's like, it literally goes, zoom, like really, really fast.
It's like Superman at Magic Mountain.
Yeah, yeah. It literally I think it's called Storm Runner. I'm pretty sure. You'll have to look that up on YouTube. Um, uh, what's the other one? There's some I haven't ridden, ridden. I have not. Some of the newer ones I haven't. Because I haven't been to Hershey Park since 2015. Um, yeah, 2015. So that was what, 8 years ago, almost 9 years ago. Um, but I would love to go back, especially with my son, because the water park, we didn't get to do the lazy river when I was there. I would love to do the lazy river. It's kind of like what I experienced when I went to Disney World. I went to Disney World for uh back in 2007. Yeah, 2007, uh with my ex-husband. So I was married at 21, divorced at 22. Um but we went down to Disney World, excuse me, for a honeymoon, and we did the lazy river. It's just they literally put you on an inner tube, and you just lay there and you float around the lazy river. So it's really really fun. But I didn't get to do that at Hershey Park when they put one in. So we were told the lines were like really long. So I don't know. We probably should have just waited. But there's also, I did back when it first came out. I was 14. Roller soaker, which is it's in the water park, and it's I actually got more wet standing in line for the darn thing than I did on the whole freaking ride. You can drop water on people. It's like this coaster that you literally just go around and you get wet, and then you pull the lever and you get to soak the people standing in line. It's really cool. Um, there's also a laugh coaster. It's kind of like a comedian kind of joker kind of thing. Called a laugh coaster. I loved it, though we stood in line longer for it. We stood in line for like 2, 3 hours for it. And the ride only lasted like a minute, maybe. So 3 hours to a minute ride. Yeah, I know. But at first it just had come out. So the laugh track, it's called the laugh track, I think. Laugh track. Um, at Hershey Park, if you guys want to do a walkthrough, it is so hilariously funny. I actually loved it, like I said, because it goes forwards and backwards and sideways, and it was pretty cool when we went. So, um, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I got off on a tangent again. And now we're finally like almost an hour in. So if you want to check out any of this stuff, guys, they do walkthroughs or ride throughs, I guess you call them. You can look them up. What was it? Busch Gardens. I did the Apollo. There's a ride called the Apollo, which is almost the same as the Great Bear at Hershey Park. It's like this coaster. You know the stuff is up here, and you go around. It's called Apollo, I think, or the Apollo. I'm not sure. Um, again, guys, if you want to look any of this stuff up, they do ride throughs through any of this stuff. They do walkthroughs of Field of Screams, Jason's Woods. You can look for Sickman's Haunted Mill. They may have some walkthroughs of that as well. I probably should look for that because I didn't get to go, and I don't think they do that anymore. Um, there's somewhere else I would love to go to. Uh Eastern State Penitentiary. I don't know if they do a haunted thing there or not, but it is supposedly haunted for real. So and like I said, the actors and actresses have had experiences there when they did have it open for like a haunted attraction. That's what they call them. So haunted attractions, I would definitely like to go to Eastern State. That's in Philly. About an hour, 2 hours from here. So not very close, but close enough. I think they may have some haunted attractions in Gettysburg if anyone's interested in that. So you can always look those up. I was going to see if they had some kind of ghost tour that they actually, film on, you know, on those ghost tours. Um, but again, if you have any questions, you can always DM me. I am on X. It's Mrs. Witchy Perfect. Uh, Matt, tell them your X so they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, I'm grasp fire, not grasp, but with a P, grasp, like grabbing. Grass Fire, which was the
Okay.
first name of my poetry book.
Okay. So if you have any questions for Matt, you can definitely get a hold of him on X. You can get a hold of me on X. Again, all I did was some research on YouTube and found a lot of these ride alongs and walk alongs. Uh, I didn't really look up Jason's Woods because I had already technically that was the last place I had been for a haunted attraction. So I kind of knew what we went through and it really wasn't scary for me. So if you are into that kind of stuff, and it doesn't scare you, I would definitely recommend Field of Screams. It was, I don't know if it was number one or number two on like the best, most haunted attractions. Uh, I don't know if it was the other a couple of years ago. It was like one of the number one top places where people would go for haunted attractions, and that's in Mountville, Pennsylvania. So if you would like to come and see it around Halloween or around Samhain, you are more than welcome. It's PA, it might be PA fieldofscreams.com or fieldofscreams.com. I think it's fieldofscreams.com. Just look up fieldofscreams.com. They have a lot of stuff on there. Again, you can do all kinds of walkthroughs if you want to on YouTube. Jason's Woods, I think, is the same one, same way. Jasonswoods.com, I think it is, and it's on the other side of Mountville. So they're both in Mountville, Pennsylvania, just on the other side of each other. Yeah, I don't know why it's Mountville. I've been to Mountville. My cousin used to live in Mountville, but no longer. She lives somewhere else. Um, but yeah, she but Mountville is good. Like I said, if you can find like I said, Knobles, PA Knobles, it may be just knobles.com. I think it's Knobles, Knobles.com. It may be PA Knobles. Just do a Google search for Knobles, and you can do definitely some ride-alongs and some walkthroughs. There they have the huge pool. I love that pool. It was so huge, and you could like literally walk in and just. I think they might have a wave pool. I'll tell you what. When I was a kid, just real quick, when I was a kid, I went to Dorney Park with my dad because they had a when he worked, they had a picnic there and he took me to Dorney Park, and I think it's dorneypa.com. Um, they had a wave pool, so awesome. And then the only other wave pool I'd been in when I went to Disney World with my ex-husband. That wave pool was freaking awesome. You just walk right in, and it's like you're at the beach, and it's like literally you're at the ocean, and it was so freaking cool. We could go out. We went out to like where we could just stand, and then we would just like dive into the waves. It was so cool. I think that's padorney.com. It may just be dorneypark.com. I don't even know if they have Dorney Park anymore. And there's so many things at Hershey Park that they've gotten rid of. It's so disgraceful. I'm like, at least they still have the kissing tower. Um, they have the kissing tower. They have there used to be a ride called the Giant where like it was two Ferris wheels. So one would be loading and the other one would just be a Ferris wheel like this, but in the air. Like it would be a Ferris wheel in the air. And then it would come down and the other one would go up and be a Ferris wheel. They took that out. There's
I
another one.
hate that.
I know. I love that ride. I would go on it all the time. There's another one, Grand River Rapids, where you would ride this thing and it's like a rapids and whoosh, you would feel the rapids. They got rid of that too. That was one of my favorite rides because me and my friend, my dad and my stepmom at the time, all went on this ride and we got the video of us just going through this Canyon River Rapids. It was so freaking cool. We loved it. Okay. But anyway, guys, again, YouTube is your friend when it comes to doing research for this stuff. You can do all kinds of walkthroughs and stuff. There actually is a video of a walkthrough or a ride through with the Canyon River Rapids because I showed my soulmate and I was like, this is what we used to go through. And my soulmate's like, that's freaking awesome. I'm like, yeah, it's an awesome ride. They took it out. I can't believe they took it out. Um, but if you have any questions for me or Matt, you can get us on X. You can DM us. I don't know. Do you have an email address, Matt?
Yeah, but it's easier with Twitter
Okay, so yeah, just
or
DM
X.
us on X, and we'll answer any of your questions. And like I said, next week we do have a very special guest coming on. My teacher, Sandra Ingman from Australia. She will be here at 9 o'clock. And I'm very excited to have her. We're just gonna interview her, and then afterwards, we're just probably gonna take about half hour or an hour more, and we're definitely going to do a little Beltane ritual. I know Matt's excited for that. And like I said, if you want to get all decked out, Matt, you just go for it. I will see what kind of decorations I can dig up as well, and we'll get it together. So until next time, everybody, next week, blessed be everybody. We will see you later.